Yo, 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 Kingearner coming to you live and direct. Alpo, don't try to turn the honorable New Yorkers against me. You know why? The honorable New Yorkers, they gonna rock with me because at the end of the day, they've been in them same yards, some of these individuals. They walked them same tears, some of these individuals. And they understand the pain of others that either lost their loved ones to a rat from prison or in the ground. Alpo, the most despicable person that ever walked this earth to ever be a part of the drug game. Y'all give him all these other names. Y'all give him all these other fames and these other things to say about this boy when y'all know this boy is trifling, man. Listen, he's a trifling whore. The reason why he's a trifling whore is because if he was a real man of honor and he had some type of, how can I say it, remorse for what he done to Rich Porter, at the least, instead of you having a big party thrown for you when you came home, why didn't you have majority of that money that anybody was going to give you or try to give you to give it to rich family? That would kind of give you a way back into having a heart. But because you're so cold-hearted, I won't never ever stop dropping videos on you. You know why? Because you're the prime example of these youngins, example of not to follow. Listen to me. Look who you are. Look how you carry it. You start getting money in D.C. You cause all that havoc over there. You get good men over there, riled up against each other. You even had one of the good men down in his own folks over there, man. Wayne Perry. And you throw that man away, you throw him away, and you throw the kid away. And guess what? You ain't lose an inch of sleep. You slept well. And you know what your claim to fame is? Your claim to fame is that you outthought the system. Is that stupid or not? After 20-something years in jail, I would say you was one of the dumbest criminals that ever walked the face of this earth. One of the dumbest informants to ever walk the face of this earth. Yeah, they saying they see you all over the place. They say you here, Gucci store there, Gucci that, Gucci this, Gucci that. But really, are you Gucci? You're not Gucci. You know why? At the end of the day, you got to crawl in that little hole every night. And you got to hide and stay where you at because that YSEC program, yeah, you know the name of it. Yeah, I've heard plenty of you rats talk about it. So some of you rats that are watching me right now, y'all know what it means. You're hiding. And guess what? You're going to hide like that. And I'm advising everybody because I don't want you going to the FBI lying on Kingearner. I'm advising everybody to stay away from Alpo. The reason why I'm advising you guys that is because he's the worst kind. You never know. He may try to set you up, lie, say you selling drugs or whatever. But more than anything, I don't want nobody to ever put their hands on that man. Do not stalk after that man trying to harm him because then he has a case to tell on. No, that man's soul to tell on somebody. This right here is good enough because not only is he watching this, but his children is watching this, and his children, I'm hoping that they're forcing him. They want to say to Alpo, listen, you need to come forward. You need to get with Kingearner, and you need to make an all-out understanding to the world that your past was your past, but you want to fix it by telling all the youth, all the youngins, don't get involved in the streets because it's guys like you, Alpo, that will turn around and kill their friend and to take it at a higher level, still ain't drugs because we know those birds that Rich Porter had on him to get out his son, his little brother, them Jones he had on him and he met you and you said what you said, you claimed that you asked him questions and he lied again and then you murdered him. Nah, you took that work. That's why it was so easy for you to leave that money like that. You know why? You left the money in his pocket to seem like you wasn't a petty nigga. But you're the worst kind. You're worse than petty because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure somewhere or another you think about Rich. I'm pretty sure one way or another you know that Rich was an honorable man. He was sturdy. And what I get from people that was very close to Rich is that he looked up to you, man. When I say he looked up to you, he respected you. Not looked up like as if you was a guy, but respected you because y'all had some of the same characteristics. But he didn't know that you didn't have no love for him truly. He didn't know that you ain't had no honor for him for real. He didn't know that you was going to stab him in his back, but shoot him in the back literally. See, it's guys like Alpo and it's guys that's in the comments that protect Alpo in reference to me speaking on his platform. And guess what? They are Alpos themselves. These type of guys turn themselves on. They'll turn themselves on anybody. It don't matter who it is. And I'm telling y'all this today. Youngins, come away from the streets, man. Don't follow it, man. Listen to me. Let's talk about this type of opportunity in real life business. Let's talk about some of you guys once y'all get out of college or once y'all get out of high school and y'all making big business moves and y'all not talking about no paid in full or any of these other guys, because at the end of the day, their outlook on life and our outlook on life that we're trying to get a vision of the youth now is a whole different outlook. I used to say every day when I speak on the drug dealers, I would say to the youngins, put it down eventually and take your money through this. Nah, it's time tonight to do it, man. It's time to really give it up. Because, I mean, ask yourself, youngins, the ones that's moving the little packs, y'all don't got no real money, how much money you really made this week? If you didn't make that much money and you still was squabbling, trying to get a couple pair of pants and some sneakers for school, you was better off working, youngin. Because guess what? Every week or every 2 weeks, that guaranteed check is there. You got to work a little bit, but you can take that check and buy other products. Find out what you want to do in life, and you can get some good products and sell them legally. Those products could be shirts. Those products could be hats. Those products could be sneakers, and you could double up your money. I mean, some way, somehow, as a hustler, you understand that there are other ways to live in life and get an honorable earn without selling drugs. And I want y'all to focus on that. If y'all don't focus on that, youngins, guess what? Y'all going to be like these losers, man. There's going to be another Alpo. There's going to be another AZ. And guess what? Sad to say, there's going to be another Rich Porter that's going to get down by his Alpo, who's his friend. It's how the world goes. It's how life is in these streets. And since 2010, I've surrounded myself around those of honor, people who have love and support for me. Once I stopped swinging with guys or being around guys that I grew up with that I knew didn't have no real true love for me and wanted to see me falling down, and every time I got up was jealous, I stopped being around those individuals, because at the end of the day, those are the individuals that if you're around them long enough, their energy will bring you down. AZ is at the point where he's so miserable, he's asking for the federal district attorney to be brought in to say if he's a rat or not. When the paperwork clearly says he's a rat, why does he and anybody who supports him thinks it's okay? I don't understand it. But at the end of the day, I want for y'all to pay attention and stay tuned in to the Honor Your Life campaign. The reason why is because your child or youngin that's watching, you will learn, and every day you will gain. You will gain some knowledge, you will gain some positivity, and you will gain moving on to the next step of life. Don't follow these rats, because guess what? There's no honor in them. People say, oh, he's upholding gangsters by saying, no. I'm upholding the way I was raised by my grandmother, and she told me that was more successful for me to mind my business. And if I ever got into any trouble, admit to my wrong amongst myself. If I wanted to go to trial, go to trial. If not, I pled out. But at the end of the day, I've never even had a co-defendant. Do you understand this? Right. I never even had a co-defendant in my life. That's the strange part. But I'm going to leave it there. Kingearner live and direct. I say it's strange because at the end of the day, people attach me to a million different other people. They never understand who I truly am as myself. As myself, I'm a man of honor. Any federal or state penitentiary, they'll tell you I walked the yards by myself. I didn't need a bunch of friends, a bunch of homies. Like now, I don't need a bunch of views and a bunch of likes in order to move forward. I got the support I got by the honorable men I got and the honorable women, and I respect that. I honor it, and I keep going on. I'm Kingearner from the Honor Your Life campaign. Youngins, Alpo Martinez. Go Google him now. He's an example of not to follow. Do not follow. Do not follow AZ. He's a piece of trash. He left his friends, family in an uproar. Don't even go speak to the children or anything. He never honors Rich like he's supposed to, and yet he want this credit of being a boss. True bosses took care of their families, of their friends that died and passed on. And did you even know that in some instances that if the person even told and they had to disappear, whatever the case, the B, they still honored the family. I'm Kingearner. I want for the youngers to understand the positive parts of these videos, and I want for y'all to understand, do not harm many of these individuals because they're looking to lock people up and say that they are violating them by intimidating witnesses and things like that. No, it's a freedom of speech. We're allowed to speak here, and guess what? We're allowed to speak on positivity, and we're allowed to use that rat Alpo as an example of what not to be, because at the end of the day, he signed on the media, live and direct.